Would you look at that? Pretty unique opening. You wouldn't believe it, but this movie is actually completely underrated. And not just any underrated movie. This is a Disney. This is The Emperor's New Groove. Well, actually, The Emperor's New Groove review.
Disney has always showered us with funny, lovable characters as well as comedic scenarios. But out of all of them, The Emperor's New Groove takes the cake as Disney's most comedic relief movie.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
To see where the humor starts, you need to go back to the beginning of the story. Okay, that's a little bit too far back.
Oh, look at me. That's me as a baby.
2 seconds into this movie, we see a completely unique take, with Kuzco narrating the story himself during his mental breakdown.
This is a completely different spin, as Disney doesn't normally allow main characters to narrate their own story.
But clever because it shows Kuzco's big-headedness.
Because it's all about me.
I love this movie.
We learn that Kuzco is a self-absorbed teenage emperor who plans on kicking out an entire village so he can use their hilltop for his ultimate pool getaway.
I'm so happy.
A family man named Pacha doesn't agree to his proposal, but the spoiled emperor has the attitude of a 2-year-old and he says, how does he put it again?
Don't know, don't care. How's that?
But it turns out Pacha isn't the only one to have a strong dislike for Kuzco, which leads us to the actual antagonist of the story. Let us prove to you that dinosaurs once roamed the earth.
This is Yzma, the emperor's advisor. This woman is literally beyond the age of time.
When we're first introduced to her, we see that she is trying to run the kingdom behind the emperor's back.
Despite her ludicrous age, she's the funniest and spunkiest villain to the story.
What the? How long has that been there?
Alongside Yzma comes her sidekick. Every decade or so she gets a new one. This year's model is called Kronk.
Yeah, I got that there, Yzma.
Literally our most favorite character in the whole movie. On the night Kuzco turns 18 after dinner.
Ate coffee.
Oh, right, and a quick cup of coffee. Yzma and Kronk accidentally turn Kuzco into a llama after trying to poison him.
With these two nuff-nuffs together, it leads to a crazy and hilarious hunt for the now alive llama Kuzco.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
This then leads to Pacha's side of the story, where we can see how heavily impacted him and his family will be with Kuzco's plans.
Hi, just wanted to mention that the delivery of this movie was completely different from most, with Kuzco popping in like this just to remind us that the movie was all about him, okay? Not him. Okay, just wanted to bring that to your attention.
As much as this movie is about Kuzco, it is equally about Pacha as well, making it a sort of shared main character movie.
Even though it was a massive belly laugh movie, the lessons involved were actually quite heartwarming to watch.
And what was so different about The Emperor's New Groove was how one character, Pacha, remained practically flawless and helped the majorly flawed Kuzco learn a thing or two about family, selflessness, and love.
Technically, Pacha was like the father figure Kuzco never had, and that explains Kuzco's behavior throughout most of the movie. He was quite self-centered, self-absorbed, and he was only 18 at the time. I would say that more than likely that he lost his parents, and he probably was just lonely, and that's why he gave the present to himself of Kuzcotopia. He never cared about anyone because no one gave him the time to care about him.
And also, it probably Yzma, who practically raised him, even she said that, doubt would have given him much love.
And that's probably why she thought she could rule the kingdom behind his back, because she thought she was the one who ruled over him.
It's not often Disney sways from their usual princess stories to go to a more younger, male king character who actually got humbled by a commoner. To be honest, it's actually quite different. You know, I'm actually surprised they didn't come up with that one earlier. Why didn't they, Chloe?
I don't know.
By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
But yeah, it was actually refreshing to see a male royal for the lead, and it actually being more portrayed towards family rather than the loss of family.
And also learning that your family doesn't have to be people you're biologically related to.
And for once, Disney placed a full family in their movie. Normally they split up or put through a trialing situation for these families, so that way we have a more empathetic connection to these characters. While in this one, they were trying to promote a healthy, growing family, which is a fresh take that we really appreciate.
Even our villains had an unorthodox ending compared to most. But don't worry, they all got their happy endings. Kronk became a chef/squirrel scout, and Yzma became a cat. See? Happy endings all around.
The Emperor's New Groove just goes to show that it doesn't have to be the next blockbuster film to be a funny, feel-good movie.
And don't say anything about the second movie, because we love it since it's all about Kronk.
He deserves to have a whole movie to himself.
So what do you guys think? Is The Emperor's New Groove one of those timeless, underrated classics that you just can't help but put a smile on your face?
How much do you love it? What's your favorite line in this movie? Let us know down in the comments below.
Until then, we'll see you in our next video.
Bye!
What's with the chimp and the bug? Can we get back to me?